We don't always have guests, but when we do,
Yes.
they're entertaining.
They are.
So since we couldn't get one of those...
Oh,
I'm
man.
kidding. We brought in our friend Larry, because Larry's got some news for us. Larry, why don't you tell the people your podcast name?
Larry.
Larry.
That's it.
He named it after himself.
No.
Yes.
What's going on, everybody? Actually, it's been a while since I've been here. So first of all, nice seeing everyone again.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Very cool. Yes, I am Larry from the Retro Gamers Podcast.
Ah!
Yes, I like
Yeah,
that.
totally.
I need that recorded
Right.
for my own show.
Right.
Because Anthony won't
So
do that.
we are in remembrance of the great Pee Wee Herman.
Oh, you're going to tell us?
No. There is
Is it
a
a secret
secret word being bounced around, but we ain't going to tell you what word it is, and
I
that's
wonder
it.
which one
Yeah,
part
totally.
of Retro Gamers Podcast.
Ah!
Okay, so
Anyway.
myself and my co-host Anthony of the Retro
Nope.
Gamers.
Ah!
All right, cool. And our podcast is basically me and my best friend of almost 30 years, just reminiscing about the old days of video games. We drop wherever you listen to podcasts every Tuesday and on YouTube as well. You can check us out. Basically, just search the Retro Gamers Podcast. And you're gonna hate it now because I'm specifically here as well because I do want to mention that upcoming in a couple of weeks,
Yes.
actually. And we're going to have a table there at the Long Island Retro Gaming Expo.
Ah!
It was gaming.
Retro gamers. Ah! See, I fixed it.
Long Island Expo coming up August 11th to the 13th from the Cradle of Aviation Museum in Uniondale, Long Island, New York. Get your tickets now at liretro.com. Come to our booth. Come to our table. If you bring a piece of paper and a pen, I will sign something for you.
Yeah, I'll sign
And
anything.
I'll even do it for free.
For real, yeah,
My
totally.
probation officer stopped signing my form.
Well, that's the only
It's a
thing.
little
That's
thing.
the only thing.
Yes.
Special announcement. I don't have that. The Circling the Drain podcast will also be
Yes,
at the
we
Retro
will.
Gamers Convention. And we're going to be there Saturday, August 12th from open to close.
Right.
Until-
We will be
'cause we'll just give everybody some monster drinks.
totally. Yeah,
We're
we'll
going to be walking around.
We'll be out there kissing hands, shaking babies, just doing like we do and everything like that. For anybody who's ever played, bring me your baby. I'll shake the shit out of it. It's fine. This is how we do. They will remember it forever. And how else will you commemorate a Retro Gamers convention? There it is. Anyway, so yeah, if you've heard this show even once and you will be at the convention, come play a game with us. Come beat me in a game. It's fairly easy. But yes, we will be out and about, bopping around in the crowd, shaking babies, signing autographs, stealing hands, kisses, all that stuff. It's going to be a great time.
It's going to be awesome. And I mean, just real quick, if you've never been there before, they have arcades there. They'll have retro games set up from day one Pong to whatever's probably
what's
rocking right
going
now
on
on
now.
Xbox.
Yeah.
Correctly.
Oh, wow.
And at my booth, at my booth, I'm going to have games set up as well. So if you get bored while you're walking around, or if you buy a game and you want to test it,
Right.
come on over to the table.
Sure.
Cool.
And give it a whirl.
Yeah. And on top of that, it's in the middle of an aviation museum.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Which
there.
is ridiculously cool to
Right?
begin with.
Yeah.
Like, yes.
But Larry, your game
Game?
knowledge.
Yep.
Game
Yep. Got it.
knowledge.
No, we
I
are.
want to talk about that. Now, you
Okay.
have, how many systems do you personally have?
Physically have?
Right now,
Because we've been to your house.
Right. He's got a few. He's got a couple.
will it outnumber the belts? I
Right.
don't know.
Ooh,
Not
yeah,
the Funkos.
yeah.
That's
Those are wrestling
That
belts.
is
by the
true.
way,
That
not
is true.
just
close.
Oh yeah,
a
not just
brown
normal.
belt,
Yeah.
a blue
Yeah.
belt.
Well, I'm just gonna 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Probably almost. I would say between 15 and 20.
Right.
Different
Yeah.
Systems.
systems?
Yeah, different
Right.
consoles.
There's that many different
There-
systems?
There
There
certainly
certainly
are.
What's the oldest you have?
Well, the oldest original, because admittedly, a lot of them. And this is not a sob story. It happened. Hurricane Sandy. I had all my stuff in my parents' basement.
Right.
And with 8 feet of water in a 9-foot basement,
Yep.
it was
That'll do it.
gone.
Uh-huh.
So I had to rebuy a lot of
Right.
it.
That
But I
sucks.
have like my original Game Boy from the 80s. Actually, I have almost every iteration: Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Pocket, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy
Right.
Micro. Remember the little guy?
Oh, yeah.
The very
Oh,
little guy.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then I have all the PlayStations 1 through 5.
Wow.
I got the Xboxes, the original to the Xbox One, and even have all the Nintendos. That's a lie. I don't have a N64. That's the
Oh,
well, in
only
that
one.
case,
wow!
Yeah.
Out of all
I-
systems,
good night,
my
everybody.
goodness! And
I have one if you want it.
that's
by
it.
the
Wow!
way.
I'm
Give it
yeah,
away.
yeah.
Oh man, got any other systems you want to give away? I'll take them. It's fine. If he has it, I'll take it. That's fine. Yeah,
What did
yeah,
you just
no doubt.
buy?
I just bought an SNES Classic,
This thing's
which is
awesome.
the smaller version. What they did with a lot of these retro systems now is they're making a smaller version of it, and it has roughly 20. That's about the number for each one. 22. I'm mistaken. 22 games preset into it, and everything you played when you were coming up with that system. So if you like Genesis, Nintendo, SNES, and basically all the other ones, it's just right there at your convenience.
The question I just wanted.
Yeah,
to know
no,
that
that's
'cause
cool.
You've been
Yeah.
posting. I'm like,
Oh,
hey,
sure.
I'm playing that stuff.
Yeah.
But I really wanted to ask Larry. Now, people in music, how you hear, I want to go back to records because you can feel the
Right.
warmth.
Sure. Yeah.
You can feel. Do you feel like that when you play an older system, even though the graphics aren't there? And
I do. I honestly do. I do get this wash of nostalgia, I call it.
Yeah.
Especially for just a game that I used to play religiously when I was a kid, like whether it be the Super Mario Brothers or the Mega Mans or Tetris, actually.
he just sits there and it
Right.
brings a wash of nostalgia, like
Sure.
he said, "Mom, pizza rolls,"
No, man,
and nobody brings them. 'cause
Right.
they're on
Yeah.
their own
Nothing.
now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I am so lonely with these
Right.
games. Princess Peach, where are you?
What's going on here?
No,
Where are the
I
pizza rolls?
I do get that. And even with the new games, actually, speaking of like with the Mini,
Right.
when I got the NES Classic,
Right.
which was the first one, it had these settings because I don't have an original CRT screen, like the old school giant televisions. We have televisions like what's here. So it's designed for HDMI, but you can put filters on. So all these old, like when they re-release an old game, they'll give you filters.
Right.
And one of them is like a CRT filter, like an old television. So you get the
Very
scan
cool.
lines.
Yeah.
And when I turned that on
really
for the
awesome.
first time ever with
Yeah.
that NES Classic, I'm not going to lie, I welled up a little bit because I'm like, this is what it was like
Right.
when I was like 8 or
Sure.
9. This
Yeah.
is
We all have that
ridiculous.
nostalgia.
I have one of.
Oh, it's awesome.
Actually, with the NES Classic, I had one of the same things as I was going through everything, and I noticed, I was like, oh, they have Dr. Mario on here. I haven't played this since it first came out. I hit that as soon as that intro music started playing. I was 14 years old again. I was like, "Holy crap, this
man.
is amazing! It's Christmas, yeah!" And that music is so infectious. It's I wound up playing that game for like 2 hours straight, easily. I wanted to listen to Vanilla Ice while I was playing it. It was such a throwback.
And he has it,
yeah,
'cause we were
I
just
do. Yeah,
discussing
yeah.
it
To the
earlier.
extreme,
Carolina, are you a gamer at all? Or is Fernando?
I was more as.
Oh, by the way, you said game.
I played a few games. We do have the
Yes.
small PlayStation
Right.
one.
Oh, you got the
Okay.
PlayStation one?
Right.
Yeah,
Nice.
and then I don't know how Fernando did it, but
Right.
somehow he hacked it, and we.
Oh yeah.
So
Yep.
many
All of them are
games
Yeah,
hackable,
now.
all of
yeah.
them you can
All of
mod
them
them,
are hackable.
download everything. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
so we
Do you-
play here and there. you
I have a
know.
question for you. Do you play games on your phone?
I try not to.
Okay, because I was gonna
only-
say automatic gamer. Do you play games on your phone?
I have some games.
Sure.
I used to play games on my phone, but then I noticed that I was just too much on my phone.
Right.
Whether
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
social media,
Sure.
playing a game, texting someone. I just
Mhm.
realized I'm just way
much
too much
time.
into my phone, so I do not play games
Right.
on my phone anymore.
Pickles?
But once in a while, I do play.
Sure.
PlayStation.
Not a real big gamer myself.
Ah!
But I enjoy. I think I do play a lot of games on my phone.
Right.
I just sometimes I don't have a lot of attention span
Uh-huh.
lately to play games. So that's really. And I was always a sports game person, like
Right.
NCAA football,
Okay.
Madden, anything in like that EA Sports brand. But
Oh, yeah.
I kind of stopped doing that a while ago, probably after college.
Okay. So what would be like your best football game, do you think? Of any console?
Probably college football. I think it was 2000
Okay.
for EA Sports. No Mercy also, by the way, very, very
Sure.
close
Oh, No
on that
Mercy, of
list.
course. Absolutely.
Got those
To the game.
go-tos. Yeah.
Yeah, no, everyone's got that key game of theirs. Like even in each genre. I
Yeah.
mean, we can go into
Sure.
for hours on it. And,
Right.
But I have just one quick pet peeve I want to talk about. Whenever I hear the term, you ready? Gamer.
Right.
When especially like the professionals on Twitch and everything.
Right,
You know, like
yeah.
I'll call them out,
Yeah.
Ninja and all them. Okay. What they play Fortnite 24/7.
Right.
You're not a gamer if you play one game as a gamer, because as a gamer, you
We're done.
Yeah.
We're done.
But
Go
to
back
me,
to drink.
you know, like to be a gamer, you have to play more than one game. So I've always find that annoying when someone's playing Pokemon professionally on Twitch. I'm like, no, stop playing Blue, and let's play some other stuff.
Yeah,
It's got to be the weirdest thing for a guidance counselor. So I hear you're only up to level 23.
Right.
How do you expect to make the pros if you don't practice every day?
So how exactly is your Rocket League team going this year? Is it are they placing? Because if they're not placing, you're not doing anything with your life. Wow, guidance
Monster
counselor
will
yelling
not
at
come
me.
calling if you're not on their
You're
level.
getting sponsored.
No, yeah. So.
I just want to bring up. So now, are you excited now that they are just? Let's see, movies and TV shows. What should we do? We're just gonna bring up those. Somebody else wrote a great idea, a premise for a video game. So The Last of Us came out and blew everybody away. Super Mario.
Oh my God!
Everybody loved that.
I would have seen that.
Twisted Metal is coming out.
It's out.
It's out.
It's on
it is
Peacock.
out now.
Yeah, I watched the first 8 episodes out of 10.
Oh,
Oh, it's a
jeez.
show.
Yeah. No, it's a series.
But
and,
they took it from the video game.
Right.
and that's a game I never played. So, but it's funny because now
hell out of that.
it wants me. I want to play Twisted Metal.
Yeah.
Right.
But the TV show, I mean, I'm aware of what it is.
Right.
And the TV show is just absolutely phenomenal. Samoa Joe playing Sweet Tooth, the clown.
I love
even,
that.
Even though Will Arnett is voicing him.
Right.
He's just, it's creepy, but the show's also very funny.
Right.
It's definitely got some comedy. And lately, because if you go back to the beginning, when a lot of these movies based on video games are being made, they were garbage.
Oh,
they were
absolutely.
not good.
yeah.
It's
Sean
only,
actually played a game with us a while
We
back.
played a game a while back about how terrible video game movies are. I got some really good questions on that one. But yeah, go back about a month and a half, 2 months. Yeah, it's up on the anywhere podcast can be downloaded.
fair enough.
Yeah. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm not as professional as you guys. I'm sorry. I think it was only recently, like the last few years, that game, almost like around when superhero movies started becoming serious. Game, probably either like around Detective Pikachu or maybe even the Resident Evil movies, the Mila Jovovich movies.
Well, I would say, the Mila Jovovich movies, for as good as they were video game wise, they were kind of a fart in church. They didn't really go over.
First
as
one was
well.
amazing.
It was good.
Okay.
Yeah, but the rest
They
of
did
them
get corny,
were
yes.
kind of just a cash grab. People kept going to see them. I really think when video game movies started to take a turn, it was right around Need for Speed. Because that movie kind of for the people who saw that movie, it was only in it was only in theaters for about a month, but it was right around the tail end of like the race car craze of like all the Fast and Furious movies are coming out, but right after they were done with the motorcycle movies and all sort of, the movie came out. And it was the closest thing to a video game I've ever seen. Because I love Need for Speed. And the way they did it, and they showed like the courses, and the way the characters were based and everything like that, it was a really good step in the right direction. Then you had Detective Pikachu. Then you had the Sonic movies. Then after Sonic, it was, what was the one?
Sonic movies were
Mario.
actually good.
The Sonic movies were great. And now we have Gran Turismo.
That's what I was going to say. Gran Turismo is going to be phenomenal.
But do you sit
awesome.
there now?
Yeah.
I mean, can you picture them just smoking pot
Right.
in front of the video game, drinking Monster,
Right.
eating junk food,
Sure.
going, I got an idea.
Right.
Let's keep playing.
Yeah.
And we'll just take it out of here.
Well, it's an idea, but it's whether it's a good idea or a bad idea. Because for every good video game movie, there's 5 bad ones that no one's ever heard of, that no one's ever seen, that made $10 or is directly on a streaming
Donkey
service.
Kong, the movie.
Donkey Kong, yeah.
That might be next.
was
Who
a
knows?
movie?
I mean,
No,
honestly,
After and I know I'm switching now to board games, but after Barbie, Mattel has about 20 different games.
Oh, they're ready to go. Yeah.
Well, before
the Rubik's Cube game is coming out.
Barbie,
Movie.
Will be coming out before you know it.
Yeah, but before that, there was Battleship, and that
That's
really
right.
started off the whole Hasbro craze, and then
Battleship-
they went into
That wasn't a bad movie.
Battleship is a great movie if it wasn't based on the board game.
Right.
I agree with that.
It could be the exact same movie from open to close.
Right.
If it wasn't based on, except when
Sure.
the part when they're actually like, all right, B7. You know what I mean? But that movie was phenomenal.
Was it really?
I thought it
Wow,
was.
all right,
Just
cool.
don't equate it to the board game.
Nah, hey, whatever. Like, I listen. Once I realized you could play Battleship with shots, it was a game changer right there. Literally. Battle shots. Yeah, totally.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about more games later.